Having that perfect first day on a cruise ship is not as easy as just booking the cruise, showing up at the cruise port, and just getting on the ship. There's some important things you're going to want to get done in order to have that perfect first day. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, Rob from Cruise Seekers, and thank you so much for joining us on our channel. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk today about having that perfect cruise day, having that perfect first day, all the little tips and tricks that you're going to want to know about, the little hoops that you're going to have to jump through both before getting on the ship and what you want to do immediately thereafter. Those will make your day on that cruise ship, that very first day, perfect in all senses of the word. So let's talk about that. But before we do, I would like to thank everybody who has become a member of this Cruise Seekers community. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you folks. And if you have not become a member just yet and you love cruise deals, you love cruise tips, you love cruise reviews, hey, think about subscribing, turn that notification bell on. We would love to have you here with us. We're going to be on the Ascent next week and we're going to have a ton of new content coming out. So hey, hit that like button, turn that notification bell on, subscribe. It all is very important to us. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about making a perfect first day. I'm going to have a first day on the Ascent in just 5 more days. So I got to make sure I brush up on these little tips as well. Now, the first set of tips that I'm going to give you for the perfect cruise day is what I call the setup. And the setup is all about being prepared. Being prepared is very important. I'm an ex-Boy Scout, so being prepared was our motto. So it's kind of ingrained in me. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure you have all your travel documentation, all your receipts, everything in one central location, whether it be on your phone or in a folder with printed material. You know what? Might as well always have the printed material, even if you're doing everything on the phone, because you always want a backup, because technology tends to fail when you need it the most. Make sure you have that backup. So get all that information in one central location so you can easily access it no matter what it might be, whether it be electronic or in paper form. Make sure it's centrally located in a nice, easy area to reach, and it's all in order that you understand. The next thing I want to tell you to do is make sure you do your online check-in. You don't want to show up at the terminal without doing the online check-in. It's just going to add extra time for you. Don't do that. And they're not going to let you on board right away because you don't have a boarding time. It's going to just be a nightmare. Do your online check-in. Every cruise line has online check-in now. Make sure you see what time you can do your online check-in. You can usually do it 45 days with certain cruise lines, 60 days. Everyone's different. Make sure you understand when you can do online check-in with your cruise line, because when you do that, you're going to get your boarding time, and you want to do your online check-in right when it opens up so you can get one of those early boarding times so you can take care of some of the other tips I'm about to give you. Now you're about ready to head to the terminal. Make sure you leave enough time so you get there 30 minutes ahead of your boarding time. You're just going to need that 30 minutes. It takes time to get through security. It takes time to drop off your bags. It takes time to kind of just get into the terminal. Make sure you get there 30 minutes ahead of time. Now, when you're about ready to drop off your bags at the porter, make sure that they're tagged already. So many people get so excited about getting their luggage tags, and there's so many people that forget to tag their luggage. Tag your luggage, and also use those waterproof pouches to put your tags in, because you know what? Sometimes there's bad weather, and you don't want bad weather kind of just causing problems with your luggage by them falling off, and then you're having a problem trying to track your luggage when you're on the ship after the ship has left port. It's just a pain in the neck. Put them in those pouches, use those little metal eyelets that they have there and kind of force that little metal piece around there and into your luggage so that you can just make sure it's secure and people know where that luggage needs to go and it's not going to get rained on. It's a good scenario. And finally, bring a carry-on piece of luggage on the ship with you when you get on the ship. There you'll have your medication in there. You'll have any kind of valuable jewelry that you might want to keep along with you instead of putting it into your regular luggage. You'll also want to have maybe a change of clothes after you are kind of hanging out and running around the whole day on the cruise ship. You might want to get into a nice little easier, more comfortable dinner wear for when you go for dinner that evening. That's a nice thing to have in there. Have a bathing suit in there as well, maybe. I'll give you a reason why you might want the bathing suit in there as a tip later on. So yeah, bring a carry-on with you as well. It's just nice to have. I know some people just don't like toting it around, but don't put too much in it. Make it not too heavy and it'll be fine. Now, the next set of tips that I'm going to give you, I like to call boarding with a plan. And this is the reason why you're going to want to do that online check-in as soon as possible and get that early boarding time. A lot of these tips here are related to that, and it will give you the most options if you do have that early boarding time. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is if you purchased like a meal plan for specialty dining, you're going to want to take care of your specialty dining times as soon as you board the ship, because you know what? Those 6 p.m. dining times fill up fast, especially in the most popular restaurants. You're going to want to get that taken care of first. The next thing you're going to want to do is if there's any kind of exclusive passes that you might want to buy, maybe for a really exclusive sun deck, or maybe for the thermal suite, you're going to want to visit the spa or that sun deck and try to get that pass for the week if that's something that's really important to you, if you weren't able to purchase it while you were in the cruise planner. Now, some other lines, you might need to also go visit the box office to reserve your shows. A lot of times you can do that in your cruise planner, but if you did not do that, you're going to want to go to the box office or wherever you can go to make your reservations for your shows. Those shows, a lot of times, if they're very popular, will fill up. Or even if the venue is really small, such as little comedy clubs on big ships, they tend to fill up fast. So make your reservations for your shows as soon as possible, especially if you did not get those reservations taken care of in the cruise planner. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is do your muster drill right then and there before you even go get something to eat. So many times you're going to hear that announcement on that cruise ship about a few people still not doing their muster and they can't leave the port. You don't want to be that person. Take care of it. Now, these other two are kind of optional, but I love to do this as well when I go on a cruise ship. If I have regular traditional dining, I like to go to the main dining room, check out where my table is, see if it's to my liking. If it's not to my liking, I might ask if it could be moved, if it's possible. Those are some of the things that you might want to get taken care of right away. And the last thing, I don't go to the buffet right away on that cruise day, that first cruise day, because you know what? The buffet is a madhouse. Everybody's going to the buffet. You just don't want to go there. There's going to be like people with their luggage all over the place. It's just going to be a nightmare. Just wait until they open up the staterooms. That's usually a great time to go to the buffet, because you know what? It empties out because everybody goes run to their stateroom to go check out their stateroom that they're going to be there for a week, and they're going to want to drop off their luggage that they brought on their ship. Now, that's the time to go to eat, because you know what? There's nobody going to be in the buffet, and it's going to be all to yourself, and it's going to be so much calmer. Now, the next group of tips that I'm going to have for you here is called getting acquainted with the ship. The very first thing you're going to want to do is kind of get a good feel of the ship, walk the whole ship, learn where all the venues are, find that perfect spot where you're going to want to do your reading, find where you're going to want to lay out, find where your bar is going to be. It's just going to make life so much easier if you do that. Once you know where the things are, once you know where the venues are, you're not going to be late for any activities, and you're not going to be kind of shut out from that just because you were late. The next thing you're going to want to see is where are the freebies on the first day, because there's a lot of freebies going on that first day. They might have something going on at the jewelry location where they're going to be giving little like charms throughout the cruise. And that first day, you're going to get the bracelet where all the charms are going to go on. Make sure you pick up that freebie. You might have a spa raffle. There might be something over at the art auction that you might be able to pick up some free art or something along those lines. Take a look at where the freebies are, because there's a ton of freebies on that first day, and it's going to make your first day amazing. And now, since I told you to kind of pack a bathing suit in your travel luggage that you brought onto the cruise, your carry-on, this is where this comes in. You can use that bathing suit to kind of have some nice quiet time in the pools or in the hot tub, or better yet, have no lines at the water slides, because you know what? A lot of people don't have their bathing suit because they're waiting for it to be delivered to their room, and they're just not getting it until like around 7 o'clock at night. And you get to use these facilities with hardly anybody there. So that's the reason why I say pack that bathing suit if those type of things are interesting to you. And finally, don't be afraid to make new friends. Everybody loves meeting new people on their first cruise day. It's everybody's our new shipmates together. There's just a great vibe going on. You'll meet some great people that you'll see throughout the cruise. You might make friends that are going to be card buddies for you with the whole time that you're on the cruise. You might even wind up going to see a lot of shows with these folks. It's a great time to make friends on that first day. It really kind of sets the tone, and it just makes the whole experience so much more better than it would have been if you didn't start talking to people right there on the first day. It's just a great time to kind of meet and greet. So there you go, folks. Those are my tips about your first day on a cruise and how to make it perfect. Everybody wants a perfect first day, a perfect cruise day. So I hope you enjoyed this show. If you did, hey, give it a big thumbs up. It really does help that YouTube algorithm. It does help other people find this channel. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you have not become a member yet of this Cruise Seekers community, think about subscribing, turn that notification bell on. We would love to have you here with us. Thank you so much for doing that. If you have any other tips that you'd like to impart to everybody else in this community, leave it in the comment section down below. We love hearing from you folks in the comment section. We always engage with you. We love talking with you through the comments. So until we talk again next time, this is Rob from Cruise Seekers reminding each and every one of you to always seek the seas. Bye now.